Hi, it's Fazana again. In this video, we're going to look at perpendicular lines. This is part 5 of the topic, so I hope you've watched parts 1 to 4 already. If not, please do, because it's a process and things just get a little harder and harder. So if you know the basics, then you can proceed, and by the time we reached part 6 or 7, then you're an absolute expert and your foundations are strong. Okay, let's look at the basic formula again of a straight line graph. So the equation of a straight line is y equals mx plus c. M is the gradient, and the way you calculate it is your change in y divided by your change in x. And c is the y-intercept, so where it's crossing the y-axis. Okay, when two lines are perpendicular, the product of their gradients, so that means when you multiply them, is -1. And we know, or you should know, a number times its reciprocal gives you 1. So you have to find the reciprocal and change the sign. Now, a reciprocal, it just means you turn the number upside down. So if somebody said 2 times what would give you 1, then you just turn 2 upside down and you get a half. Yeah? So to make them perpendicular, so to make the products of their gradients -1, if that's a positive, then that'll be a negative and we get -1. Okay? So you just find the reciprocal and change the sign. If an equation had y equals -1/4 x, then the gradient of the perpendicular line, we turn that upside down and we get 4/1, which is just 4. That's a negative, that's a positive, and they multiply to give -1. So the equation of the line perpendicular to the line y equals -1/4 x will be y equals 4x. Okay, let's just do some practice. So we've got 3/4. So turn it upside down. That one's a positive, so that one will be a negative. Okay, if somebody gives you -2.5, then make it improper. So you've got -5/2. Turn it upside down. Change the sign, that's a negative, that's a positive, so you've got -1. If somebody said 0.6x, then turn it into a fraction, turn it upside down, and you get your -1. Okay, so just take a few moments to practice finding the reciprocal and changing the sign of different fractions and decimals. Okay, let's try some questions now. Okay, so a straight line passes through the point with coordinates 4, 7 and is perpendicular to the line with equation y equals 2x plus 3. So the gradient of that line is 2. So the gradient of the straight line L would be, we turn it upside down and we change the sign, so it'll be -1/2x. Okay, and now we're such an expert where we know the gradient and we have to find the c. We substitute a point on the line in the equation because it has to satisfy the equation. Yeah, so let's substitute 4, 7. So you've got 7 equals minus, and then 1/2 of 4 is 2. And what you do to -2 to get 7, we add 9. So the equation of the straight line L is y equals -1/2x plus 9. Okay, nice and simple. Let's try something a little interesting. Okay, so you've got the equation of a straight line is y equals 1/2x plus 1. Write down the equation of another straight line parallel to y equals 1/2x plus 1. So we'd already done that. It just means any line that has an it's parallel, so you know it's got the same gradient, so you've got y equals half x minus 10. Okay, find the equation of the line perpendicular to AB passing through B. So again, we know the gradient of that line is a half, so the gradient of this line will be, turn it upside down, so it'll be 2 and it'll be minus. So the first part of the equation is y equals minus 2x. And now we're so good at substituting. So that's your y coordinates, so 6 equals minus, and then you've got 2 times 10 is minus 20. And what do you add? What do you add to minus 20 to give 6? You'd add plus 26. Okay, cool. As easy as that. All right, cool. Okay, next question. Show that the line 3y equals 4x minus 14 is perpendicular to the line 4y equals minus 3x plus 48. So again, remember, in order to find a gradient, it has to be 1y. So this time, we're going to divide it by 3. So you've got y equals 4/3 x. Okay? You don't have to worry about the c, because all we're picking up are the gradients. Okay? Over here, because it's 4y, we're going to divide by 4. So we've got y equals minus 3/4 x. And you can see that they're perpendicular because we've, the reciprocal of 4 over 3 is 3 over 4, and then we've changed the sign. So all you do is you say, well, 4/3 times minus 3/4 equals -1. Yeah? Product of gradients equals -1. Okay? And so you've shown that it's perpendicular. All right, let's try another one. The point A has the coordinates 2, 5. The point B has the coordinates 6, 7. Find the midpoint of AB. And we've done that in part 3, where you know all you have to do is add the x coordinates. So add and share. Add and share. So here you get 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay. Find the gradient of the line that passes through AB. So again, you know, it's your change in y divided by your change in x. So between 5 and 7 is 2, and between 2 and 6 is 4. So your gradient is 2 over 4, which is a half. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector to AB. So if it's a perpendicular bisector, it's actually crossing the midpoint, because bisector means cutting the line in half. So once we found the gradient, then we'll substitute that point. Okay, so the gradient of that line will be the reciprocal and change the sign, so the negative reciprocal. So we've got y equals minus 2x. And we just substitute 4 and 6. So we've got 6 equals minus 2 times 4 is 8. And what do you do to the minus 8? We have to add 14 to get your 6. So you've got y equals 2x plus 40, minus 2x plus 14. Okay, cool. Okay, this question is interesting. A circle has center 2, 5. The point A, 11, 8 lies on the circumference of the circle. Find the equation of the tangent to the circle at A. Now you know when the radius meets tangent in circle theorems, you get a right angle triangle. So if you get a right angle triangle, that means these two lines are perpendicular. So you've got 2, 5 there, and you've got 11, 8 there. So we have to find the gradient of this line and then find the gradient of the perpendicular line. So the gradient of the radius is again, so your gradient of your radius is your change in y, so from 5 to 8 is 3, divided by your change in x, from 2 to 11 is 9, so you get a third. Okay, so the gradient of this perpendicular line will be the reciprocal, which is 3, and then turn it upside down, so you've got y equals minus 3x. Yeah? And then you substitute that point in here. So instead of y, we write 8, and you've got minus 3 times 11 is minus 33, and we have to add 41 to get 8. So you've got y equals minus 3x plus 41, and that's the equation of the tangent. Yeah? All right? Okay, that's it for now. Please join me in part 6 to go through some really challenging questions at a much higher level. And once you've reached that, then when you see a straight line question in your exams, you'll actually be smiling because you'll be so in control, because I did tell you to be in control. Keep practicing, keep working hard. Until next time, take care. Bye.